The last call, Noah had been driving for hours. Storm clouds crawled across the sky, lightning flashing behind the treetops. His fuel gauge was nearly empty, and he was starving. When he saw the only flickering light from Myosta Neon of Eddie's diner, he pulled in without hesitation. Inside, the place felt stuck in time. A dozen red booths, a long counter, a jukebox that played static, and a single waitress wiping down a table, her movements slow, too slow. Her name tag said Marlena. She smiled without showing her teeth. "Sit anywhere you like, honey. Last call's in 10 minutes. "Last call. I thought you were open all night." Her eyes twitched. "We're open, but the kitchen closes at 12:30 sharp." Noah checked the clock. 12:19 a.m. He ordered a coffee and a slice of pie, but the diner felt wrong. The air was too cold, the lights too dim, and the silence too heavy, as if the whole building was listening. While waiting, Noah pulled out his camera. He loved collecting photos of roadside diners and abandoned places, but when he snapped a picture of Marlena, the camera flickered. The screen showed something impossible. Marlena wasn't alone. Behind her stood several pale, blurry faces, eyes black, mouths open, and they were watching Noah. He lowered the camera, looked at Marlena. She was still alone. Noah swallowed. "Hey, do a lot of people come through here?" She stopped wiping the table. "Only the ones who don't listen." "Listen to what?" She looked at the clock. Las 12:27, alto M. 2. The rules. The lights buzzed louder. A wind howled outside. Noah suddenly felt like he wasn't the only living thing in the room. A man burst through the diner door, unshaven, panicked, wearing a trucker cap soaked in rain. "Don't stay," he yelled at Noah. "Get out before." Marlena slammed her hand on the counter. "Jake." "Not again." Jake looked haunted, like he hadn't slept in years. "It's happening again, tonight. I saw the lights. I heard them. They're waking up." Noah asked, "Who's waking up?" Jake pointed to the back of the diner, toward the door marked employees only. The ones who never left. Marlene's voice dropped to a growl. "Jake, enough." Noah noticed something wrong with her shadow. It stretched across the floor at the wrong angle, like it was bending toward him. The clock clicked to 12:30 a.m., and everything went silent. From the back room came a sound like bones being dragged across metal. Then another. Then a low moan. The back door creaked open by itself, revealing a pitch-black hallway. Cold fog seeped out. Noah's breath turned white. Jake grabbed Noah's arm. "They only come out after last call. They're hungry. They're always hungry." A wet, scraping noise echoed from the darkness. Then a hand slid out from the hallway grate. Thin, too many joints. It clawed at the floor, pulling something behind it. Marlena didn't move. She didn't even blink. "They come for anyone who stays," Jake whispered. "They think late diners are theirs." Noah backed toward the door, but it slammed shut with a force that shook the windows. Lights flickered, and the creatures crawled out. They weren't ghosts. They weren't human. They were the outlines of lost patrons' bodies, distorted, faces hollow, mouths stretched into eternal screams. Noah realized the flickering neon sign wasn't broken. It was a warning. Every shriveled figure had an apron, a cap, or an old menu tag. These were the customers who never left. One of them reached for Noah, fingers like icicles. Jake pushed him aside and shouted, "Run!" The creature latched onto Jake's arm. Its touch burned black into his skin. Jake screamed as it dragged him toward the back hallway. Marlena turned her head slowly. Too slowly, as if her bones were resisting. "You should've left before last call," she said softly. Her voice layered one voice over dozens. She wasn't just Marlena. She was all of them. Noah sprinted toward the front door, but the diner warped around him. Booths stretched into darkness. The counter twisted like melted plastic. Voices whispered from every corner. Stay. With us. Stay. He slammed into the door. Locked. He looked back. The creatures were crawling over Jake, pulling him into the hallway as he screamed for help. Lights flickered. The jukebox turned on by itself, playing a slow, warped version of Blue Moon. Noah noticed a small window near the bathroom, barely big enough. He sprinted for it. Hands grabbed his ankles, cold and brittle. He kicked, breaking free, and smashed the window with his camera. The glass cut his arms as he climbed through. He collapsed outside into the mud. When he looked back, the diner lights shut off at once. The neon sign flickered its final warning. OPEN. 24 hours last call to 12:30 a.m. No exceptions. The truth, police never found Jake. They never found the other missing patrons either, but Noah posted his photos online. Every picture of the diner showed dozens of ghostly faces pressed against the windows' faces of people, reported missing over the last 40 years. And in every shot, Malina stood behind the counter, smiling, waiting, as if daring someone new to visit after midnight. Ending to this day, nobody knows what Eddie's Diner really is. A feeding ground, a cursed place, a doorway to something ancient. But everyone agrees on one rule. Never, ever stay after last call. Because the diner always collects, and the diner is always hungry.